A landing was made this morning on the coast of France by troops of the Allied Expeditionary Force. This landing is but the opening phase of the campaign in Western Europe. Great battles lie ahead.
It was the most significant day of the Second World War. D-Day, the largest amphibious landing in history. Over 13,000 aircraft, nearly 7,000 ships of all types, landing over 150,000 soldiers on the coast of France in successive waves. A crucial step to defeating Adolf Hitler and liberating Europe from Nazi oppression. The Germans knew the Allies were coming, but they didn't know when. And crucially, thanks to a brilliant Allied deception plan, they didn't know where. On June the 6th, 1944, they found out. Not Calais, as Hitler had thought, but Normandy. It began with landings from the air. Shortly after midnight, 18,000 paratroopers jumped into France. The British in the east of the invasion area, the Americans in the west. Their mission was to protect the flanks of the invasion. As morning broke, the big ships turned their guns towards the coast, and the naval bombardment began.
We opened fire 2 hours before the landings, which was about 5:15 in the morning, we had a duel with the guns for a while, and then we obviously were opening fire. And incidentally, the noise at that time, with all ships started bombarding targets all the way along the Normandy beach.
After the ships came the men, landing on 5 beaches spread over 50 miles. The Germans may have been surprised, but they reacted quickly.
We left here about 5 o'clock and arrived at Normandy about 6 or 7 o'clock next morning, and all hell was let loose.
The Allies got ashore on 4 of the 5 beaches. Although there was fighting, they were secured. The difficult one was a beach chosen for the Americans. Its code name? Omaha. It was the best defended of all the invasion beaches, with 85 machine guns covering every part of it. The GIs, frightened, wet, covered in vomit from the rough crossing, waited for the order to go. Many stepped into the water or onto the beach and died. Others made it ashore, but could go no further.
The whole beach was covered with bodies, dead and wounded, crying, some alive, some scared, they didn't want to move. It was a bloodbath.
There was no Tom Hanks around to save the day. Just ordinary soldiers who'd stepped off a landing craft and into hell, and who were trying desperately to stay alive. For hours, it was touch and go. There are 2 kinds of people staying on this beach, an exasperated colonel yelled. Those who are dead, and those who are going to die. Now let's get the hell out of here. Somehow, they found the strength to do so. But those who survived it gave it a new name. They called it Bloody Omaha. By evening, around 150,000 Allied soldiers were ashore and pushing inland. The Allies suffered approximately 10,000 casualties, including over 4,000 killed. German losses are estimated at between 4,000 to 9,000 men. A small part of France was liberated. It was only a few miles deep, but it was a beginning. And the morning and the evening were the 6th day of June, 1944.